Trojan family, Trojan gang. Mr. Fight On Forever's back in the building. And today, we finna just talk about USC football and what we've been doing on the recruiting field and taking a look at this epic class. Because at this point, especially with the Mark Bowman commit, I mean, I'm fully 99.99999% convinced that this gonna be a historic class. No doubt this gonna be a historic class. This class is gonna get us bread and butter. You hear me? I feel like this class will not leave USC without a national championship. I'm saying it. This class is going to be part of a national championship, whether that's in 2028, 2029, whatever. I believe this class, with the 25 class, with Thanos and them, is going to win a national championship for sure. So let's start breaking down this class. You hear me? Now, where I'm finna start at, I'm finna just start on the defensive side of the ball. You know, defense wins championships. That's what your boy, that's what we've been lacking these last couple of years. You hear me? So we're going to start on the back end. On the back end, right? Because I think this is a special group. Now, this group is low-key minus a dude, because 5-star RJ Sherman reclassified to 2025, right? And he gonna be playing next fall. He gonna be on campus next fall, right? But so I still semi-account him for this class, right? But taking him out, class still elite, right? We got the #1 DB in the state of Ohio. We know the talent Ohio got, right? Albert Hill, 5'11", kid that y'all know Albert Hill. I did a video on him. He a kid who he made plays. He played the ball in the air real good. Like, he one of them corners that get his head around and locate the ball. That's one of the favorite things I like about Albert Hill, right? Then you got Brandon Lockhart, 6'3". He the prototypical D'Anton Lynn type corner that he like out there on them islands, right? 6'3", 200 plus pounds, rangy. One of them kids, it took him a minute to grow into his size. You feel me? Once he grew into his size, he started being more fluid, because he was a tall, rangy kid, but he wasn't fluid and his agility wasn't where you wanted to be. But as he got older and matured, he carrying that, he moving right. He looked like an elite athlete out there. Brandon Lockhart then showed out in a lot of these camps against the best of the best. He a 4-star kid, but he another kid I feel like should be ranked higher than what he ranked, right? Then you got another one, Joshua Hollins out of St. John Bosco. Some people sleep on him, right? He rated as a 3-star, but you got to think about it. He played at one of the best programs in the nation. If it wasn't for Mater Dei, it would probably be St. John Bosco. That's the #1 program in the country. Playing in that Trinity League. Like, if you play for Bosco, Mater Dei, especially at these skill positions, it ain't too many true 3-stars, right? This kid starting at Bosco, 6'2". You check out his film. He long, he rangy. Another one of them kids that shows up at camps and do his thing against other elite players. Now, at the camps, I don't pay too much. I don't put as much stock in as the trench players in the camp, because it's different when you wrestling down there with no pads and no helmets on, right? But what I do put more stock in is the position groups, like the skills, like receivers and DBs. If I could beat you on a route in shorts and shirts and you in shorts and shirts, I could beat you if we both got on a uniform, right? That's different in the trenches, right? Depending on how you play in the trenches, it's gonna be easier for you or harder for you not with your gear on. So you can't really judge a player in the trenches what he do without really being geared up. And they allow certain things at these camps and they ain't gonna allow in the game, right? I seen this one kid at one of these camps pick a kid up and just throw a kid. He did something illegal though, that he had got beat, and instead of getting beat, he grabbed the kid which was holding and then threw him. And everybody was like, oh. But in a real game, that would have been the penalty what he did. So you can't go too much in the trenches. But as far as looking at the DBs and wide receivers, you're going to be able to see they quickness, they speed, their ability, they route running, they cover skills. You'll get a better grade. And Joshua Holland, he performed at a 4-star level at every camp that I've seen him at. right? So to me, that's 4 4-stars right there, with Elber Hill and Brandon Lockhart being on the cusp to 5 stars to me. And another kid, I feel like that is criminally underrated, that we got in the DB room, 5'11", Madden Rearen. Now, Madden Rearen, for his junior year, man, this kid racked up 11 interceptions. Man, it's hard enough getting 2 or 3 picks, let alone 11 picks. He just a player who got a knack for the ball. He got a knack for the ball. He got a knack for turnovers. That's why I love our coaching staff, and I see that with this new coaching staff, we ain't really got to tell them nothing, man, and what to do. Because of Madden Rearen knack for the ball and how he just a playmaker and a ball hawk, you would think, oh, line you up back corner. No, USC, like, we going to play him at nickel and at safety. So he can move around. He can make plays. I seen him get interviewed by Mark Colton. He said USC is looking at him as a nickel and the safety. And he liked that better because he know how lonely it could get as a DB over there on the island. You don't get that much action. If you're really good, they ain't gonna really throw your way, right? So you're gonna be going through the motions in the game. You might go 20 snaps before you get some action, and then they throw something your way and you might not be ready, you know what I'm saying? Because you done got bored. Sometimes that happen with DBs. Oh, they ain't throwing my way. So every play ain't the same focus and intensity, and when you lax and then got used to nothing coming your way, then they hit you with something, right? So I get that our coaching staff got the sense to know, okay, this kid got a knack for the ball. We could play him at DB, you know what I'm saying? But he gonna be at his best moving around the field and being able to make plays, right? So our DB room, to me, and Madden Rearen, I feel like he at least should be a 4-star. His stats scream 5-star. You know, but he at least should be a 4-star. I think another reason he underrated, he only 165 right now. But so what? He's not going to be 165 at USC. He's not projected to say 165. It ain't like he's 5'7". He's 5'10", so he could easily add 15, 20 pounds to that and still be Madden Rearen. As long as his muscle right, he still be straight. You know what I'm saying? So our DB room is low-key elite, even with the RJ Sherman's exodus, because we know Elber Hill's elite, but Lockhart got that elite potential and be showing out at camp, right? Madden Rearen got 5-star stats, and it ain't like he played trash competition. He playing in SoCal, right? He playing the best of the best, especially when it comes to skill position. The best of the best quarterbacks and receivers come from Cali. So he putting up 5-star numbers against 5-star talent. And then Joshua Holland got everything you need. 6'2", instincts, play for a great high school with a great pedigree, great program, right? Our DB room is historical, especially if I still technically count RJ Sherman's in it. This will be the year when we found some lockdown corners. Now, I know we didn't have some, like Mekhi Blackman. He was great, and he turned out to be a star so far in the NFL if he could stay healthy. I remember I said we had a Dory. I remember I said we ain't had a lockdown corner in a while, but I did forget about Mekhi and a Dory. But when I'm talking about lockdown, I'm talking about top 5 pick lockdown corner. I'm talking about Travis Hunter, at least the height wise. I'm talking about lockdown to where he ain't going past pick number 10 type corner. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about lockdown like $100 million contract NFL type corner. So even though Dory's good and Mekhi being good, I don't think we could call them that yet. Like, right? I don't think we could call them Darrell Revis's, Champ Bailey's, Charles Woodson, Jalen Ramsey when he was in his prime. That's what I'm talking about. And I know those don't grow on trees, but this is USC. So that's what I'm looking for. I want a Reggie Bush level talent. I want a Heisman level talent at DB. We didn't have Heisman level safeties, but they didn't win a Heisman, but they was the best ever to do what they do at safety, like with Ronnie Lott, with Mark Carrier, and Troy Polamalu. You know what I'm saying? At the wide receiver position, Lynn Swan, Keyshawn Johnson, Mike Williams. Like, these some of the best to ever do it, period. So I want that for our DB position, linebacker position. We got the best to ever do it, period. The Junior Seau's, the Willie McGinnis, you know what I'm saying? The Chris Claiborne's, the Keith Rivers. You know what I'm saying? We got some of the best to ever do it at the linebacker position, at the safety position, offensive line, you know, Bruce Matthews, Tyron Smith, things of that nature, right? I'm waiting for the next DB that gonna be an all-time great, period. I love Adoree, I love Makai, but they're not all-time great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Basically every position we done had that. Running back, Reggie Bush can make a case if he the all-time greatest college running back. Wide receiver, Lynn Swann and Keyshawn Johnson can make a case. Mike Williams could definitely make a case for one of the greatest college football wide receivers. Bruce Matthews on the offensive line. Tyron Smith on the offensive line, right? And I guess maybe defensive line. Now, defensive line, I feel like we also done had a lot of good to great, but not all-time great. Like, good like Leonard Williams, Sean Cody, you know what I'm saying? Frosty Rucker, Cedric Ellis, you know what I'm saying? Jarrell Casey. I hope John Keem Stewart could be an all-time great, or Cam Fountain could be an all-time great at their position, like a Aaron Donald, you know what I'm saying? Or even a Jadeveon Clowney on the college level. The dude that just, Jalen Carter, that dude just left Georgia. DB and defensive line is the only position groups where I feel we ain't had all-time greats. And I mean corner and defensive line. There's nobody on our defensive line history that I can say, okay, he got an argument for one of the all-time greatest at the college level or the pro level. But I could say that for linebacker. I could say that for safety. I could say that for wide receiver. I could say that for offensive line. I could even show a little love to Fred Davis. He was one of the best college football tight ends. I could say that for running back, and I could say that for wide receiver. So I'm always looking for, because we do. And the reason why I'm harping on this, because we do for that all-time great at DB and on the defensive line. Right? So when I look at this DB class, though, a 26, it got everything you need. It got everything you need. Now, we can start on the outside with the size and length and the coverage ability of Brandon Lockhart and Joshua Holland. You know, Lockhart 6'2", 6'3", Holland 6'1", 6'2", young, long, they still growing, right? So you gonna put Lockhart and Holland on the bigger body, possession type wide receivers. Bam, you got big wide receivers, we got you. B-Lock, get him. You know what I'm saying? Jay Holland, get him. You know what I'm saying? And then we got a DB, that's just a DB, right? He could play safety or nickel. That positional versatility in Madden Rearen, right? We got him. That's, you know, Deanton Lynn love that. And being able to play multiple positions gonna get you on the field early, do the rotations and injury. Like, you could be the backup nickel and the backup safety. So whenever the safety need a breather, or we rotating, keeping body fresh, you in there. Whenever that nickel back need a breather, you in there. So the positional versatility of Madden Rearen is perfect. The size of Brandon Lockhart, his cover skills is perfect, right? Joshua Holland, his size is prototypical Deanton Lynn. And then you got Madden Rearen, 5'11", shorter, could guard the speedy dudes in the slot or play safety for you. And then you got Albert Hill, who also could play in the slot, or he could play corner as well. He could hop out on the island and play corner. So our 5'11" DBs, Albert Hill and Madden Rearen, both got positional versatility. They both could play. Reardon could play the nickel and the safety. Albert could play the slot or the straight corner. And then you got size with Lockhart and Joshua Holland. It checks all boxes. It checked all boxes. It really was stupid. When you think about it, it really was a stupid, dumb class when RJ Sherman was still a part of it. You know what I'm saying? you add a 5-star on top of that, and I'm still kind of counting sermons from this class, right? From this kids that at this age range, the 17-year-olds right now. Some of them probably even still 16. So out of the 16 and 17-year-olds that we got on the team already or that's coming to the team, it's a stupid class. We got everything we need in the DBs. It gonna be a no-fly zone. Now this video went longer than I expected, and I know y'all attention span short. So I'm gonna cut this video at the DBs, and I'm gonna come back and talk about the linebackers we got. So until then, it's your boy Carter Gang TV. It's Carter Sports. It's Mr. Fight On Forever, and I'm out this thing.